Hello, and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy. Guten Morgen.
We're not recording, and that makes it seem like we're pre-recording it in the morning. No, we would never do that. We've done that before. We're not doing that this week.
No, we're recording it in the evening, quite close to the time where we would go live, but we're not going live. But we are live when we're recording it, but we won't be live when you're watching it.
We could have gone live. I should have thought this. I literally could have. But no, I do think we're focusing on this Wednesday thing, although I couldn't do Wednesday live because I'm doing a gig. You've missed it by now if you sat watching this, but I'm in Norwich doing a preview of my Edinburgh show. So.
Oh, is it going well?
It's probably, yeah, I mean, I've had better, but it's all right. I'm grateful that I'm on first because Patrick Monahan's on after me, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Bless. He's a very funny man and just lots of hugs.
Is it loquacious? Is that the word? Loquacious?
I don't know what the word is, but there's a lot of hugging.
Yeah, look, I was in like how much he talks, and loquacious. Here it is. Loquacious was the character that Jean-Luc Picard became when he. No, I've typed it wrong. But anyway, I think we got the right word.
Yeah, we started with a joke. Welcome to the show where we solve problems and apparently now slag off other comedians. Not really slagging. He knows.
He's verbose. Everyone loves his verbiage.
Which is a Vulcan meaning for.
Hello, and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy. Hello.
Hello.
Just hello. I don't know what time it is anymore. I've given up trying to guesstimate because, you're not consistent when you watch the show, so I cannot give you the appropriate greeting.
Yeah, all of this on-demand lark's all about you, isn't it? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Flipping audience.
We are putting our blood, sweat, and tears into this, recording it 24/7, streaming live-ish.
Yeah. We're certainly alive 24/7, so that's a thing that you should pay for on Ko-fi, but no one does.
Yeah. As of the recording of this, we need to be very clear because we don't want to get in trouble if one of us keels over. That would be a false statement, and then we could get sued.
Yeah, and I have been vaccinated, so according to some people online, any day now. I had a Twitter argument with someone who said, like, oh, that's it, you've had the thing, you're going to die. And I was like, how long do I need to live for before I proved you wrong? Because if you wait until I'm like 90 and then go, told you, feels like you're really skewing the data in your favor.
It does feel like people saying that you're going to die because of X. They've got part of that statement correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyone who had that jab will die. At some point. But in the same way that anyone who's ever eaten McDonald's will die at some point.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah. Anyone who's ever watched this show will die.
They will die, and they feel like they're dying right now.
That's the quality we bring. Anyway, so yes, good morning to you.
So welcome to the show. We're going to solve some problems. I do have an exciting announcement to make. First in the world announcement. I can now successfully button this shirt across my belly again.
Great. Did you have it taken out? There's some needlework around the back.
I'm not going to stand up because I don't have any trousers on because I can't fit those in. But I've just lost weight on the top. It's just all drifted down.
Like there was an episode of Care Bears where the fat one bounced up and down so much that he got a thin waist and a big bum.
That's kind of what I've done.
Exactly.
So it's still a little snug, but this is one of my tighter shirts, and I can button it again. So that's an exciting announcement.
I've got those shirts as well that I can't normally before. In fact, one of the last times we gigged together, when I was wearing the pink or the blue shirt, when I'd really slimmed down for the filming, those shirts I still have, and I can barely ever wear them. The same thing, and I'm not being harsh, but your shirts does that because you've only just got into it. You know when you can just fit in a shirt, but you get this thing. You get the Frankie Howard, like, oh no, don't, the little buckling between the buttons.
Buckle.
Yeah.
But it's not fitting well, but I can, at least it's it's getting there.
Yeah.
So that's exciting because I'm going on a trek, and I can't haul this extra. I've lost the weight of the dog. That's how much weight I've lost.
Wow.
That's how I measure it.
Do you find it
in the
easy
UK,
to
you do
pick him up now?
stones.
Yeah.
No, he's heavy because it's awkward.
No, but now you've
But,
lost the weight. You should, your muscles should be used to it. You can just carry that dog around all day in training.
Yeah, but it was carried around like in bit. I can't. If I chopped the dog up into bits and stuck it to different parts of my body, that would be the equivalent.
If you do
But carrying it as one lump sum. Yeah. But
I don't have any announcements other than well, you could watch my appearance on the Jeremy Vine show that went out yesterday in the morning.
How was the online social reaction to that? Did you get any? Oh my God!
They're just all fine actually, because I was on there mainly talking about the Edinburgh show that's about Alzheimer's, which seems to actually protect you from a lot of online hate. That's what I've realised. Really? Yeah, I know. You go on and talk about Brexit, people think you're absolutely scum. You go on and say, yeah, my parents were ill. They're like, oh, well, good luck with the show. So maybe this is the way forwards. Maybe I should introduce every topic just by talking about personal tragedy.
Wait till they find out that's not even true about your parents.
Well, that would be quite the plot twist at the end, wouldn't it? and they walk on.
Damn it!
Yeah. Well,
probably not that reaction.
Not possible to do, but that's an interesting idea.
Just to test your theorem. Well, that's exciting that you got on there and hopefully enjoyed the media career. Is just
again, which is the third or fourth time on media career. It's like this.
But as long as it's a higher plateau that you crash on,
I don't know if it is. Maybe it is.
No, I don't think it is. I was just trying to give you that hope.
This is technically the fourth time I've had to relaunch my career. Getting used to it.
Stick with me. Never launched.
That's the way forward. Keep it fresh. Keep your powder dry.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
So we got to crack through these, solve some problems here, Steve.
Okay.
Take us away.
I thought what we'd do is just look at some front pages of the newspapers, just have a little chit chat. Let's start with the Daily Mail. I want to look at the top first of all. Captain Tom's daughter told to tear down spa pool complex. Have you heard about this story, Eric?
I have heard glimmers of this story, yes.
So we all remember Captain Tom during the lockdown doing his marathon walk or whatever it was in the back garden, raised loads of money to go to good causes, but there were some administrative costs. And to be fair, I imagine the admin associated with building a spa pool is considerable. So I don't know why people are all upset about this. But so it seems, and I don't want to say anything that's illegal or anything, but there are questions over how comes you're suddenly affording all these things. Also, having a spa pool in your back garden means you can't walk around your back garden. It is definitely not what he would have wanted. If there's one thing I know about Captain Tom, is he enjoyed a walk around the garden. In fact, that's the only thing I know about Captain Tom. Let's be honest. That's the only thing we know about him.
You know he was a captain.
That's true. Didn't he get upgraded or something? Or he got...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. An honorary something. But still, in the same way that it's always Captain Jean-Luc Picard. It doesn't matter which episodes have got him as an admiral. Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
There are a few things in the recent series where people call him Captain, and he goes like, "What? Just roll with it, mate. Just be happy." So there's that. They're having to tear it down, which actually doesn't solve the problem because it's still the money's spent on it, but now it's just being torn up. That's a separate issue. I think the bigger issue is on the front page, but lower down. Boris's Partygate accuser faces his own police probe. This is Sir Bernard Jenkins, who apparently was at a lockdown-busting party. If you read the details, it was birthday drinks for his wife, so we know he didn't want to be there. So at least we know that. They're not our friends, they're your friends. Do we have to? Those kind of conversations would have gone on first. So in some way, I think that mitigates the downside to it. I think it's amazing how many of these extra angles are being brought in to try and make Boris look better. Like Sue Gray, did you catch that story recently? She was found guilty of breaking some of the codes of conduct, the ministerial codes, according to not the inquiry that actually looked into it, the inquiry that the Cabinet Office had, who really wanted to get her back. So it wasn't like, let's just see what the inquiry comes up with. They've not found her guilty. Well, let's have another inquiry then to see what our report thinks. In the same way that I've had a report, and I think that's bullshit. So according to my report, your report's bullshit. And they can have a report calling my bullshit, and then this could go on forever. So isn't the state of politics truly wonderful? I don't know how we fix that, though. I mean, people, and the headlines are making it look like it's real. Like somehow she's genuinely broken
Found
a rule.
guilty of something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can, yeah, I think the key going forward is imaginary inquiries.
Yeah, definitely.
That's definitely the way to do things, because it's not like doesn't muddy the water at all.
No. And then we can all pick whichever one you prefer.
Yeah.
You know, your tribe will tell you which inquiry to say that is the important one. And then we can just plow on hating each other forever.
Yeah. So, well, that's going to keep us in business.
That's true. It's just a bit stressful. If only there was a place where I could go and relax, a place where I could just chill out, like some sort of spa pool. If anyone would like to donate some money on Ko-fi, I guarantee most of it, some of it won't go to the spa pool.
Why do they have to tear it down? That seems like it's punishing the spa pool for something it didn't do.
It's a planning permission thing. And also it's a pool, so you fill it in. You don't tear it down. You make it deeper.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not that she took money that she wasn't supposed to have. Well, she might have done that. But she also didn't get planning permission, which, to be fair, is a bigger sin. If you work in a suburban area, if you live in a suburban area, I mean, the neighbors probably don't care that you pilfered money. But how dare you break planning permission rules?
But with a pool, surely, and I don't really know the difference between a pool and a spa pool, other than I guess you can't do a lot of laps, which again is not what Sir Tom would have wanted.
Just circles.
That's exactly. Yeah, she's now, unless she should have been forced to do a marathon swimathon round and round it, very much in the Captain Sir Tom Moore, Sir Tom General Admiral Picard would have done. So that's
Lieutenant.
that's the first story. I mean, there is another. It depends which way you want to do it. I could do the other front page first before we do yours, if you like. We just have a chit chat.
I don't mind. We can. It's up to you.
It's good news. The other front page I was going to talk about today. Daily Express. Cheaper food is on its way. This is supermarkets basically saying, "Don't worry, food's coming down." You made the food go up, so. If you charge me more, now you're charging me, you promised in the future you'll charge me less, and I'm meant to be grateful for that. I very much feel ripped off at this £10.50 for some butter. I don't eat a lot of butter, but what happens if I get my head stuck in railings again? So these are concerns. We recently saw instant coffee go over 10 quid a jar. That one I'm less concerned about. You know, people yawn more.
So gross.
There was a thing about toothpaste went over £10. That one I don't like, because I think the government should step in and fund that. I don't want to live in a world where people don't brush their teeth, especially given all the extra yawning people will do because they're not buying coffee anymore. So this is a bad thing. But there was a story about, it was a co-op somewhere in London. Basically, they're now putting everything in the shoplifting proof little packets, including fruit and nut bar at £1.25. Surely it costs more to make the flipping box, doesn't it? And there was loads of things where they were talking about having half-filled boxes, jars, whatever they're called, squeezable tubs of ketchup. Half-filled. Why not empty? I don't get the half-filled. Like, in case you nick it, you should get something, but you don't get a whole one. No one's going to be on shoplifting on, it's not full, I'm not having that. And what do you do with the actual jar? You take it to the counter and they fill it up from some vat in it. The whole thing's weird. I don't like this for many reasons. One is, I used to frequent the co-op, but in Hackney, in London, and there were shoplifters in pretty much every time I went in there. Someone would run in with a bag, you know, they came tooled up for it, fill their bag and run out. And what always bothered me is I would see this happen whilst I was queuing to pay. I'm paying and I'm taking longer in there. That's what bothers me. How comes shoplifters should just have to do some sort of thing where they waste more of their time. But this is the future, basically. Everything's going to be, you have to go to the counter, which is going to be difficult because everything's a self-scan till these days. But the reason I don't like it is because slowly but surely this is going to turn us into an Argos. Every shop will just be a catalogue of things you can buy, but we don't trust you to touch.
Yeah. I like that your complaint about the shoplifting isn't that they're stealing things, it's that they're not waiting in the queue.
Yeah, damn right.
That's the most British crime. This is the real crime. I'm queuing.
Well, because no one cares about the shoplifting, really. Because, you know, people would come in, nick a bottle of whatever, and you'd look at the person behind the till, and they just shrug. And I'd be like, yeah, to be fair, you're getting paid minimum wage. You're not going to lay your life down for that sandwich that they're having away. The thing that would have been thrown away anyway. You know, no one's going to jump in to stop that crime. But it's the fact that they're not queuing.
It sounds like it was busy enough at that particular co-op that the shoplifters had to queue to get out.
Yeah, they should have done. That's the thing. Queue up, get to the cashier, and then go meh, and run off. Then you've done some proper shoplifting, and I'd let you get away with that.
Fair enough. Problem solved.
Before you run off.
We solved the problem.
Yeah. You okay doing your packing? Meh, and then run off. Yeah. There you go.
That's good. Well, I think a story that sounds like some good news off the back of that. So this is coming from the States. It's a Republican-held state. They've passed some new child labor laws, which is always important. Protecting our children is important. We can see the headline here in Iowa. New Iowa law takes effect on this Saturday past, including an overhaul of child labor rules. And I think that's important. We want to protect the children. We look a little bit further into the story here. We can see some of the things that they've done. It allows minors to work on assembly lines in factories. Oh, so yeah, you can be 14 on the assembly line in Iowa now, which is good. And I don't know why they've got minors working on assembly lines. Surely they should be working at the coal factory because they're minors. It's a different spelling, but it's kind of a pun.
Yeah.
It's actual sort of almost qualifies as a joke. But what's not a joke is the fact that basically they've liberalized the laws in Iowa to put children back into the workforce. And one of the rules allows 16 and 17-year-olds to serve alcohol. Oh. What could possibly go wrong? And then one woman was like, it gives a real opportunity for, our servers and staff to make the big tips because the workforce just isn't there. They can't serve drinks. They can't make the big tips. They can't experience the true levels of sexual harassment that we get when we're serving drunk Iowans, especially the 14-year-olds that are coming off the assembly line because they need a stiff drink. It's pretty scary. So it's on that list of reasons when people go, why have you never moved back to America?
Because they're sending kids back down the mines, up the chimneys. Yeah. It's, it's first.
Now that you have a child, how soon would you like him to get to work?
Well, I think he'd be better off going into shoplifting. I'm teaching him all the basics.
Not in America.
No.
Yeah.
Or France, turns out.
There we go.
But can we do a brief aside on that? I was listening to someone being interviewed about the French thing, where, just for context, the 17-year-old shot during a traffic stop whilst driving away. And this guy was being interviewed on a TV channel that, possibly sometimes we've both turned up on. And he said, well, the thing you need to remember is that in France, the legal age to drive is 18. And this young boy was 17. Oh, therefore it's fine, you idiot. What? What point are you even making? Anyway,
I'm going to guess that person is for bringing back the death penalty in Britain as well.
Bringing it back for driving away.
Shoplifting.
If you were sent to court for driving away, they wouldn't give you the death penalty. But you're right, that's a different issue.
That's what's wrong with this country.
Iowa looks like, it always strikes me like you're halfway through a game of Family Fortunes. Not Family Fortunes, Wheel of Fortune. It's just the vowels, and there's not enough consonants in there to do any good yet. Or you imagine that's just the order of keys on a keyboard. Turns out it's not, but if you'd have told me it was, I'd believe you. And they are sending children back into the world. They're doing the thing that they promised, though. All of these politicians are promising taking countries back to the good old days. Turns out they meant back to the time when children were forced to work. So
I think, back to a time when children, didn't have all their digits.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather was missing a finger. It was always a good story.
Which was it, that one that he missed, or is that just the only one you can do?
That was the one that, no, I can do them all. That was a nice moment.
Anyone listening to the podcast version of this will regret whatever that weird thing was.
We kept our clothes on. That's the important thing. My other story. We're just doing my second story now.
Can do.
Did you have another story?
I do, but a very brief one. So I'll do mine just because you've actually really teed it up, saying that we kept our clothes on. There are some people who don't. And it turns out that's upsetting people. And this isn't the story. I couldn't find the pictures, but apparently Scotland is seeing more nudists because of global warming. Down here, people are getting awkward tans. Because obviously in Kent, I did that gig in Orpington. There's a nudist place, and it was a lovely gig, and I wish I could go back. Not all the way in, just nearby with binoculars. But So Scotland's getting loads of nudists. That's a different story. But the one I was going to talk about is, where's my little thing? All right. So this is the headline. OnlyFans account billboards in London streets spark complaints. So people have, and this is not a full French protest, don't get me wrong, but people are upset that there was an advert for someone's OnlyFans account. And obviously I got you the picture there.
Okay.
How much money are they making that they can buy billboard space off the thing they do on the internet? We do a thing on the internet, Eric. Why can't we afford to rent billboard space? Imagine a billboard version of this. Just like a big, and then down the bottom, just details of where you could watch it. It would get fewer complaints than and I'm not sure why people complained though, because
So why did you get rid of her Instagram handle?
that was sprayed out by the thugs, the ruffians.
Oh,
I don't know. And I mean, I suppose not really been. No, that's the OnlyFans logo, isn't it? I mean, this is the thing. We know her username. I get the feeling we could really track her down. It's not going to be that difficult to see the words that she's offering. But the point I wanted to make was, I see that OnlyFans, it's the more adult part of the internet, I suppose. And people are saying that the post, I don't think the advert's too raunchy, because I just wanted to compare and contrast that to, at least she's selling sex, in a sense. Yep. Back in the 80s, we sold chocolate bars like this. The Flake advert. I mean, there's no way she eats that much chocolate. But yeah, so maybe we're just becoming prudier than we were back in the days when we advertised Flake. When women just having baths. You don't eat chocolate in a bath, do you? Even the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny was absolutely smoking. Damn.
Yeah, I keep chocolate for the bedroom.
You'll never fit into that shirt if you keep doing that.
But you mentioned billboards. You're looking at somebody who's on a billboard.
You are?
I am. Genuinely.
In a wanted style?
No, I don't have time to get the picture up here, but if anybody doubts it, I can tweet it out later. No, for the Grey Horse Comedy Club, there's a billboard with my mug on it.
In your OnlyFans details?
In the town center. Not with my OnlyFans details. But yeah, I'm pictured on a billboard.
Wow, as seen
in London.
Kind of.
It is Greater London. Kingston upon Thames is not part of the Royal Borough. It's not part of Surrey. It hasn't been since 1964. So
you're basically on a par with Eliza Rose Watson.
Yeah, the same top I'm wearing.
Oh God. If you could only just fit into that shirt, you could definitely fit into that top. Woo.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could right now I haven't lost all the weight. Right. I've got limited time, so we've got to rush off to whatever it is that we do after whenever this is.
We just don't exist. We just cease to
don't exist. Cease to exist. Getting gifts for the other half is always tricky. And, looking for shopping ideas. My wife always gets all the Christmas gifts well before Christmas. I don't know why. It's so much fun to do it on Christmas Eve. God, there's nothing sadder shopping on Christmas Eve. Especially in America, the malls stay open until midnight. And I used to work in retail, 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And there's just men wandering around. And they never buy anything. They've waited all that time. No. People at that time and that late in the game, they just look, and it's just sad.
I can't. If I had that chance, though, if shops open till midnight on Christmas Eve, I would get fully kitted up in the red outfit and the Santa hat and the big beard and walk in and go, "Oh, I've made a mistake this year. I fucked up." Why didn't anyone tell me? Yeah.
No, it was just sad. Anyway, so if you're looking for a gift, here's something. It's a little bit unique. It's a handbag. We've got a picture of it here. It's sort of neon-y. It's not necessarily my colors, but my wife does like green. It's fashionable and so on. But it looks quite nice, doesn't it? What do you think?
Yeah.
Would your other half
I'm not really into bags. Handbag? I don't know if I'd prefer something over the shoulder, but I know I can see that looks a nice bag.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a hook catch with that particular bag, and it's the size. Size does matter. As the headline here that we can see, that bag is a microscopic bag, which is smaller than a grain of salt for a mere $63,750. Yeah.
Imagine how much it would cost if it was normal size.
It would be insane. I mean, the problem would be is if you put your Apple tag on there to keep track of it.
Which you should do at that price. Yeah.
At that price, you're going to want to track the bag. So you're going to get, because they're, if you've got one, they're big. I don't know if Google make one, but probably not. Because Apple's so much better.
Yeah, if you want to stalk someone, you definitely need an Apple phone.
$63,000. It's just hard to imagine how small it is. They've got a picture of it here. You can see on. So that is either a giant thumb. I hope that's a thumb.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put it on. Because if you do buy that handbag, you are a bit of a dick. It's probably hard to see on the screen. It's very small.
Yeah. I love the idea of women trying to dance around that in a nightclub. I've lost. No, where is it?
I mean, my wife can't keep track of her lipstick. She's definitely going to lose that handbag.
I'm presuming it's pointless. I mean, I know the fashion in the old days used to be like a really big handbag, but I feel like we've overcorrected.
You think too far. Maybe it's just like a piece of prop from the Ant-Man movies.
Now you're into something. Hank Pym has been churning them out with his particles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm impressed. Now all of a sudden.
Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind one of those bags. It'd be great if they put that logo on there. If that's when we zoomed in. if we were still in lockdown, I would have taken the time to actually Photoshop the handbag with an Ant-Man logo.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
There's not enough space to write all that. Film titles are too long for your tiny bags. I
mean, to be fair, once all the bad guys are, fought against and destroyed, what is Ant-Man going to do with that technology? Fashion. They all branch out into things. Ryan Reynolds has got his gin.
Yeah, and his football.
Ant-Man, Daredevil or what? No, he's not Daredevil. He's who's Ryan Reynolds? It's not Daredevil. He's
Green Lantern.
Okay, don't mention that. I actually didn't mind the movie.
I didn't say that out loud. We'll never work again.
I saw the new Indiana Jones, and I kind of liked it.
Is it right? Anyway. I've not seen basically any media since last time we did a show.
Yeah, it was fine. People are like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. These plot holes. I can't believe this happened." And I'm like, "So you believe everything else?" Up until whenever there's an unbelievable thing, I just flash back to being in a cinema in the late 90s, watching The Matrix for the first time. And at the point where they're going through into the Matrix using a rotary phone, and the people sitting in front of me going, you can't access the internet with a rotary phone. Right? That's the part of the movie that's made you go, I'm out.
Yeah, the rest of it checks out. Definitely. Yeah.
When considering he's found the Ark, he's found the Cup of Christ, aliens in the last movie. Now they've survived a nuclear
blast in a fridge. Let's remember
that. Got chucked through the air. Like that was one of the I think that chucked through the air in the nuclear blast in the fridge. That was actually the low point of all of the films for me.
Yeah, definitely. Even lower than the CGI of people's faces melting.
That was fun because that was CGI before there was CGI. I mean, that was old school animation. They actually melted 3 people to get that right.
But they did it really slowly with the hairdryer, but you speed up the footage. That's how they do it.
Yeah. So I respect that. But getting tossed through the air in the nuclear blast. I mean, if they just left him in the fridge in the nuclear blast, that would have been. But to toss him in the air and for him to get up and go, and walk away, fuck off.
Yeah.
Everything else was realistic except for that.
If that was in a Roger Moore Bond film, though, he would have opened the fridge door, handed some eggs to someone as he walked out, and said something like, I just wanted to cool off.
And if it was Sean Connery, it would have left a battered woman in the fridge.
The eggs are fine, but the woman.
Can we still get done for libel for that? He's dead, isn't he?
He's well dead, yeah.
Yeah,
and also very famously said in an interview that he's okay with the concept of hitting ladies. So
okay,
we're not the bad guys in this one.
Yes, someone we can finally talk about. Still, he was the best Bond. Yeah. Anyway,
we're all out of my impressions as well. I can't do any more Bonds other than just those vague attempts at 2 of them.
Daniel Craig, what do you do for him? Just punch yourself in the face?
Counts a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Walk around doing that.
Right.
And
we've got to run.
Pierce Brosnan is a little, he's got that kind of noise to his voice. The name's Bond. James Bond. It's like, you're right, he mid-poo.
Okay. You can just keep talking Bonds. I've got to go. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's better.
I'm gonna leave now.
007 license to poo.
We're gonna go start working on next week's show. So I'm gonna say goodbye.
Yeah, I think we're all up to date. I think we've done everything.
Yes. Right. Well, we will see you on whatever things you're doing. I'm off this weekend doing family stuff, so nothing to plug, which is really like any other weeks I do.
Times Radio thing coming up where I'm on the comedy panel doing some reviews. That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Nice.
But yeah,
Nice.
I'll tweet about all of that. Follow us on social media. You'll get everything. You probably already do, to be fair.
Like, share, subscribe, give us money.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.